Let's hit the field.
It is Friday the 13th, and the Yankees were taking on the Red Sox in Game 1 of a 3-game set in Boston, and they were facing off against Garrett Crochet for the second time in a week. Ryan Yarborough on the mound. He gave up 8 runs last time he faced the Red Sox. My recap, your reactions, and we got Terrence Kemp on the show tonight. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
So a couple things, TK. One, I may have lost a little bit of my voice on that Aaron Judge home run tonight. So if my voice goes tonight, forgive me. But I feel like we had an instant classic kind of taken from us tonight. That Aaron Judge home run was reminiscent of the Giancarlo Stanton Grand Slam a couple of years ago. Just an epic, majestic, long home run over the Citgo sign, 443 feet, and clutch as hell. But it's going to become, much like his home run against Emmanuel Clase in the playoffs, kind of a footnote because the Yankees dropped a tough one.
Yeah. I was thinking exactly what you said. Very reminiscent of the Stanton Grand Slam over the Monster. And when he hit that, that's immediately what I thought back to. But I believe they ended up winning that game, which is why I think I watch it, I think once or twice a month, kind of on a cycle. But yeah, that one really hurt. They suck in extra innings. They really do. They're not good at extra innings at all.
Yeah, they got to be one of the worst teams. I don't have the stat. I'm sure Katie Sharp will post it in the next few minutes because she always does after the Yankees blow it in extra innings. But they seem to blow it every time they get into extra innings, and especially on the road.
Yeah.
But there were a couple things, and we'll get to it in the recap, that I disagree with. I got to mention the umpiring tonight and the umpiring this week in general. Judge had a call against him yesterday in the Royals game, where it was a curveball that was clearly inside. It was the same pitch as the pitch before, and it got called a ball. And then it got called a strike the second time. And then tonight, we had the call at third with Volpe, which I'm not gonna go crazy on that one because I probably would have called him out too. In the moment, I said, damn, he's out. My problem there is more with Volpe even taking third base there, trying to take third base there, because you don't want to make the first or third out at third base. But the one down the line with LeMahieu, I thought replay clearly showed that hit the line, and we kind of got hosed. But let's get into the recap, and we'll get to all of it in due time. So the Red Sox jumped out to an early lead, base hit by Rafaela that Joe Girardi called like a second before. I'm not sure if you were watching the Yes telecast, but he's like, yeah, he attacks in this situation. Watch out right here. Yeah. And then he got an RBI base hit. I feel like Joe Girardi is probably the best Yankees analyst like that they have in the broadcast booth. What do you think of Girardi?
I love Girardi. For me, nothing's gonna beat the K Cone O'Neill booth. I love that booth right there. And that's like kind of the classic, the one that I grew up with for the most part. But I really like Girardi. I think he's done a really good job this year.
Yeah, I think he's done great. We had a fantastic play in the hole by Volpe in the fourth. Extension, throw from the outfield grass, second day in a row that we've seen almost the exact same play. This one was a little bit closer to first base, so it wasn't as long a throw, but I thought it was good. And I was just beginning to sense that he was winning over the fans. Like, you're starting to see more chatter on social media, and then later on he gets thrown out, and we'll get to that. Dominguez, top of the fifth, could have scored on or could have been scored in error rather. Sorry, jumbled my words there. So he hit a ground ball at third base. Could have been scored a hit. Got scored in error. That's what I meant to say. He immediately stole second base. 9 steals on the season. And then DJ with a beautiful piece of hitting to get him over to third base. I really thought that they should have sent Dominguez there at third base. Like, I don't know what the hell Rojas was thinking. We got a couple of voicemails about it that I'm going to play right now. This first one.
Luis Rojas is the worst third base coach with the worst reads of whether or not to send a runner home or not in all of baseball. And that's the fact.
Oh, my gosh. I hate when you have a great base runner like Dominguez out there hauling oats around the bases, and you're gonna hold him, you're gonna throw up the stop sign early when you know early on in this game, you can just tell from the pace of this game, And mind you, I'm not. I don't even think we're in the fifth inning yet. That this is going to be a low-scoring game. How are you not waving Dominguez home with 8 and 9 coming up at the bottom of the order? That to me is so silly. You have to wave him home, and you have to push the envelope there and make them get you out.
100%. I 100% agree with both of those takes. Rojas sucks as a third base coach. TK, thoughts? Were you screaming, wave him in? I know me and my guy Brett, who was watching the game with me, we were like, wave him, wave him, wave him, and we couldn't believe he got held up.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking that they were going to send him, and then I was a little surprised when they didn't. Luis Rojas, I think he's just he was the Mets manager. They fired him, and then the Yankees picked him up to be the third base coach. I was always a guy that I've always wanted Ron Washington as the third base coach for the New York Yankees. I know he's managing out in Anaheim right now, but that's a guy who's been around baseball for literally his entire life, which is a long time. He's done all different kinds of roles. He's great with coaching infielders defensively. There's lots of videos you can watch about that. He was part of the Braves championship team, and I don't know, I just always wanted him there, and the Yankees never really did it. Luis Rojas, I could take it or leave it. I thought that he was wrong putting up the stop sign there. They should have sent Dominguez 100%, but he didn't, and it didn't work out. So maybe just because of the dimensions of Fenway, they're a little funky is sort of what's on his mind there, but I would have sent him.
Here we got the stat from Katie Sharp. Thanks to Ashlyn in the chat for posting this. Yankees are 12-26. That's a .316 winning percentage in road games. Of 10 innings plus since 2020, that's the worst percentage in Major League Baseball over that span. Hey, nice job, Yanks. Congratulations. I agree with this one from the 610 Stig, and we'll get to it in a second. Probably should have walked Narvaez with the rookie on deck. That's another thing I was saying in real time. Not a second guess, a first guess in the moment. So, ninth inning, Cora sends Crochet out. I would have done the same thing because he was dominating, and I actually tweeted that Cora should be banned for life from baseball if he doesn't send out Crochet there, because I thought he was going to finish the game. He comes at Judge. He throws a fastball 100 miles an hour just inside off the plate, and Judge's reaction was classic. He takes it, and he looks at him and just, nope. All over it. The next pitch was inside corner. Go watch the you know what? Screw the copyright. We're going to watch the replay on this one. We're going to watch the replay. Hang on. I'm going to put it up.
But if you watch it, you can tell he missed its location. He missed a spot.
Yeah, so we're going to...
where he sets up there.
All right, so here's the pitch. It's 99... Or no, it's 100. It's 100 miles an hour. Watch this. Oh, we're going to back it up. Wow. And this was just epic. Epic.
Yep.
Over the Sitco sign. Michael K with the great call. I thought that was like a potential career highlight for Aaron Judge if the Yankees win. But now, I mean, I don't think as many people, we might watch it, but I'm going to remember that we lost the game. So I'm not going to I'll watch it a couple times tomorrow and then I'm like, ugh. But still, all-time moment for Aaron Judge in terms of just silencing a crowd. I loved the reactions from the Fenway fans. They were just a lot of people, hands on their head, really disappointed. But they unfortunately had the last laugh. But did you lose your voice there too?
Yeah, I absolutely lost it. Just like the Stanton home run in Fenway.
Yeah.
I absolutely lost it in that moment. Knew immediately when he hit it. I just want to say, people get on Aaron Judge, doesn't have the ring, hasn't really hit well in October, and that's going to be the narrative. And he has a chance to change that. But I just want to say, on this podcast, on this platform, we are witnessing greatness. I want people to realize that. This is not, you will probably never watch somebody like this again in your life. I'm not over exaggerating. This to be doing it cleanly, right?
Yeah.
He gets tested for steroids all the time. The only guy you can put in conversations with is a Barry Bonds or a Mickey Mantle. The names that he is in company with is unbelievable. And I want people to appreciate that this man witnessing greatness right now. And just the fact that he's the captain of the team, face of the franchise, says all the right things, is a great, all of that. Look at the Red Sox. They gave Rafael Devers the Mookie Betts money, basically. They got nothing for that trade. Nothing. You can't just be a franchise guy. It takes a certain kind of person. Mookie Betts should have been a career Red Sox, and they made a bad choice there.
Yeah. So anyway, the thing that bothered me was Well, there were two things that really bothered me. One, top of the 10th inning, Volpe trying to steal third with nobody out. That's just a dumb play. That's just a dumb play. There's no reason to do that there. You're playing for multiple runs there, right? I mean, if you take third base and you make it, it still doesn't even help you that much. But look, the Yankees only sent 2 men to the plate in the top of the 10th because of that. And then, LeMahieu, I felt like that call should have clearly been overturned. The ball was on the line. It was clear as day. Oh, and there's a third thing that bothered me. In the bottom of the 10th, you got runners on second and third, and you got a left-handed pitcher, Tim Hill, who's kind of a sidearm slinger, against a right-handed hitter who, in Fenway, does not need to hit it all that well to hit a fly ball off the monster in Narvaez. I thought that was I thought it was ridiculous to pitch to him there. You got a rookie on deck, a left-hander who's never seen Tim Hill before in his life, probably going to hit a ground ball to second base at best. That was one of those ones in the moment. We're sitting there, first base is open. Why are you not walking him? And Girardi said it on the broadcast too. He was like, you really should walk him here or something to that effect. And we were just looking at each other like, anyway. Yankees dropped this one 2-1. But how you feeling after that one, TK? It's kind of a heartbreaker.
Yeah, it's really deflating, especially again since Judge hit an awesome home run, and you feel like they kind of wasted it again, a lot like the homer off Clase in the playoffs. It feels that way. It feels kind of wasted. Still an awesome moment by itself, but yeah, I definitely agree. There's like little things here and there that annoy you. I think the Volpe play, he stumbled. It's a stupid play. Like, I don't know why you're stealing third there, unless they're trying to play ultra aggressive and at least thinking, well, a fly ball then scores a run, or, they're thinking in that way, I think. Just trying to manufacture a run, but I think it was a little overly aggressive because, again, Girardi said on the broadcast, you're playing for multiple runs. And then if he stays at second and they make the right call on LeMahieu and there's a lot of ifs there, that's a run. That's a run. So yeah. I definitely think the DJ play, this is what I want to say about that, and I'll give back to you, Derek. What annoys me, this is about baseball as a league. So you watch tennis, right? They just had the French Open. You watch tennis.
I don't watch tennis, sorry.
You don't watch tennis, but you're going to see what I'm saying. If you watch tennis, yeah, they have the 3D technology of the ball in or out, and it has like the display of the ball, and you can see it. It's like a 3D model of it, and it's very clear. They have all the technology to do it. I don't understand why baseball refuses to do that with fair and foul balls.
Yeah, 100%.
It drives me up the wall. I can't stand it because with a play like that, you hit the ball, right? All right, so it's down the foul line. DJ just runs the bases like normal. He's at second, let's say, with a double, and then they look at the big jumbotron. And they go fair or foul with the 3D model. Oh my God, Derek, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. They have to fix that.
Aggravating. We have the technology. If you have the technology to get it right every time, you should do it. Let's talk about Yarborough. I thought Yarborough was solid. Obviously an improvement over the last time he pitched against the Red Sox. It seemed like he was nibbling a bit more than he typically does. And he had 3 walks tonight, which is more than we typically see from him in 4 2/3. He only threw 78 pitches, kind of a quick hook tonight, I thought. But in a game where you're facing a guy who's lights out like Crochet was, I don't blame Boone for going to get him. Final line, 4 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Typical Yarborough outing, if you ask me. TK, only maybe slightly less control.
Yeah, typical outing, very solid. Obviously, I think a good sign too is that you get lit up last time out and you have a really good game this time out. That's always a good sign with a pitcher. He just hits his spots well, and you've said it before, funky lefty. That's kind of what he is, and I'm fine with that. And I think Joe Girardi was talking about if you're managing, he's a guy that you love to have because you can spot start him, you can stick him in the bullpen, he'll eat up some innings. He's a guy who has guts. They kept talking about that. He just has like the stomach for big moments, despite throwing literally, I think, like 88 miles an hour, just about.
Yeah.
So you got to love him. And he's done a really terrific job with the injuries that they've had. I think Luis Heel, maybe a month from now, could be back. That would be really nice. I know Marcus Stroman is doing a rehab assignment. That doesn't really do anything for me, but he did say that he would be he'd be willing to go to the bullpen, so that's cool.
I don't think he has a choice. I mean, you're not going to put him
yeah.
in over Yarborough or anybody who's in
No.
there now. So let's get a quick word from our sponsor, Harry's, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk trades for about 5 minutes before we wrap it up. Tough night for the Yankees. Quick word from our sponsor. In baseball, as in life, it's all about having that extra edge, that little extra half second of a swing, the late break on a slider, or the grit to outlast your opponent on a hot afternoon. Same goes for shaving. Harry's gives you the edge where it counts. I tried the $5 trial set, and honestly, it's like the ace of my bathroom rotation. The handle's weighted just right, the razor is smooth, and the foaming shave gel lathers better than anything I have used before. I keep my beard tight around the jawline, clean edges, no irritation. Harry's handles it with ease. Even the packaging is big league. And their body wash, I've got the redwood scent. It's like a fresh cut field on opening day. Get the edge on your shave with Harry's razors. Normally their trial set is $10, but right now you can get it for just $5 at harrys.com/stripe. That's harrys.com/stripe for a $5 trial set. Did I have 2 ERAs on that last? I meant to have whip. Hang on, let me just double it. Oh shit, that's me. That's typo. I'm fixing this. I'm just so I don't screw it up next time. So like it's a thing that I build out every time, and sometimes it's Friday. Give me a break.
Good.
All right.
Looking
Sorry.
at the ball right now. Man, there's a screenshot of it. That's the foul ball or the fair ball that they look at that.
Yeah, I mean more than half the ball is on the line.
Yeah,
I mean it's
there it is.
I mean it's totally justified for Aaron Boone to get tossed over that one. So let's talk trades. You had mentioned when we were in the green room here for a moment, Ryan McMahon, a guy we've been hearing about for a while, having a monster season in terms of StatCast, but the rest of the numbers are not amazing. 226 average, but look at the fielding run value, look at the average exit velocity, hard hit percentage, bat speed, walk percentage, all really good. The thing that concerns me is the whiff percentage and strikeout percentage. And TK, where's he going to play?
Yeah, that's, a debate, obviously. So he plays third. He can play second. I would think if they made the trade for him, they would probably end up putting Jazz back at second. But DJ has looked pretty good so far the last few games since he's been activated. I just don't know if you can really rely on that just because he's been hurt a lot and he hasn't really been the player that he's never going to be the player that he was before, but at least maybe half of what that player is. So I think that if DJ ends up playing well, it does sort of change things about acquiring a bat. And then obviously he's a lefty. Ideally, he'd be a righty, but he makes about $12 million this year. He'll be making 16 in the next 2 years.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Who else did you have on your list? Who else did you got?
I don't think it's going to happen either, but they got some relievers. I was looking at the standings, Derek, and I'm wondering if you think Atlanta will be sellers. Just because they're 9 games back of a wild card right now. They're 29-38. Looks like the Phillies and the Mets are going to battle for that division. The National League is an absolute beast. And Chris Sale actually has he's making $22 million this year, and he's got a club option for $18 million next year. So it's an expiring contract, and look at that Savant page. Now I think he'd be expensive. They would take a lot to pry him away from the Braves, but if the Braves feel like they're out of it and they want to kind of retool and reset a little bit, that might be a guy to move just because he is 36 years old and he's got an expiring contract. So I think that's definitely a very interesting name to look at. Yeah.
If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through NYYDesigns.shop. Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, NYYDesigns.shop. And check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.